Alrighty, now that we're done with that mini lesson on accountable talk, I'm going to have you guys go ahead and put it to use. I would like our book groups to gather their belongings, and the Stripes group, I think I'm going to have you join Beth at the high top table, so if you could gather your notebooks and head on over. You should have your accountable talk papers with you so you know what to reference. And whenever you're ready to begin, you may begin.
Okay.
All right.
Woo!
We got all our stuff.
So, so I noticed that she's, I can't remember her name. What was her name? Camilla Cream.
Oh yeah.
I noticed that Camilla's really insecure. She
Yeah.
just, did anybody else notice that
Insecure
too?
is the word I have right here. Yeah.
What, I mean, I had that she kind of, what did you guys have?
Yeah, I think I used the like she wants to fit in, and that seemed to be the most important. So I like that you used the word insecure. I agree with that. I think that captures it better.
I mean, everybody in 6th grade is insecure. I mean, I was so embarrassed when I came into school the other day. I was like, people were talking about all sorts of stuff, and then I wasn't really knowing what I was supposed to do, and I felt really insecure, and so I was going to go talk to Miss Hayes about it, but then I wasn't really sure, and
Yeah, no, I think you're right. And I think we all feel that way. And I think maybe if we look at how Camilla did and did not handle that, like that might be.
Okay.
You know, I understand what you're saying,
Yeah.
but
I think like with her insecurity, one of the sticky notes I had was like on theme like for the whole book, and like the idea of like to thine own self be true kind of thing. Like she's afraid to be like who she is, to be herself. So I kind of saw that insecurity as like what was in her way. Her obstacle was her insecurity.
yeah, I agree. I think that was her obstacle, and she was so suggestible. And what I think I loved is how the author like used the pictures really helped get that across.
yes.
Like even that first time when it occurred, like when she was doing the stars and stripes. Did you have that?
Yes.
Yeah, that was really cool. And then this one, I love this, like where she's got like all like she's just getting it from all the different ways, and the illustration kind of showed the ridicule. You know, like the kids are like really being mean.
I know. Look at this girl
Yeah.
laughing. Like
I know.
that's pretty evil.
The kids are horrible.
Yeah.
But I was wondering later on when they got the call from the principal.
Yeah.
Is it the kid? It says that she's too much of a distraction, and I've been getting calls from other parents. They're afraid the stripes are contagious. I was wondering, is it the kids that don't like her or the parents? Are the kids going home and telling the parents about this, and are the parents the ones who are freaking out, or are the kids freaking out?
No, that's a good question. I'm not sure. I think the kids didn't seem to be like. If I go back to look at that picture, the kids are like having fun with it. But maybe it's like if you go home and you tell your parents something, they're like, oh my, that's got to be something bad, and you're like, oh, it's hilarious. Camilla was changing colors because these people don't look too concerned. If I look back here,
No.
So if my mom was like, oh wait, like thinking about like, I'd be nervous. I would get it. So I wonder too if like you go home and talk about it with your parents and they start worrying, then you start worrying too that you're gonna get it. Like.
Oh, like me? Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
That.
Or the kids all laughing and going along
It's
with it
kind of like
because they're
Taco Head
insecure.
too. Like they were so mean. The kids were so mean about.
Oh, that's
tacos.
true. That's true.
Like,
So you
reminds me of
talked about
that.
another story. Yeah.
Tacos, that's like my favorite thing to eat.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, I hope they serve tacos at lunch today.
Okay,
Yes,
so
with those cheese.
how about like the genre of the story? You want to talk about that? What you thought the genre was of the story?
Fiction?
Yeah, it's got to be fiction, and there's that element of like fantasy with the all the stuff happening. And I loved like if we could just talk about the author for a second. The names help, like with there was the doctors Gourd and Mellon, like so that's like big heads. Gourd and Mellon was kind of interesting. I thought.
I didn't really notice that. But I think that's
But-
an interesting thing to consider.
Wait, can you just clarify like what you
Oh,
like?
okay.
Can you tell me more about the Gordon Mellon bit? I don't really
Well,
get that.
like they had these other experts, right? And then they come in with more. These are the specialists, and like Mellon and Gourd are big fruits. You know, they're
Oh.
big, and sometimes the people talk about your melon, protect your melon, which is a name for head, and then like the gourd. So those who were the doctors, which to me made me think that they had really big heads.
Oh,
The
so you think
first
the
one
author,
is Dr. Bumble.
Yeah. So like that. Yeah, that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that up because I hadn't noticed that one.
Oh, like, and cream too could be like, originally Camilla in general would be cream colored until she's
Oh.
different. So like, you know.
There's a lot.
I hadn't
I don't
noticed
know.
that. I was, you know what, Megan, because I was really focused on like all the doctors and experts. But you know what's interesting? Like you're really making me think about something else. That the woman at the end that helps Camilla find the problem,
Oh, the magic lady.
the magic lady. But one thing
Yes.
is she doesn't have a name. If you look at it, she's just the kind old woman.
She's like the wise
Oh,
woman.
yeah.
So that's kind of
Sage
interesting.
mentor.
Yeah, she's the kind of woman. She doesn't have a name, which I didn't really think about, but she also is not magic, right? Because she makes sure to say that there is no magic pill.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it's kind of like trying to get rid of the magic almost.
Yeah,
Like,
and to
It's
say
a simple solution.
yeah,
it's-
like
you
you have the
this-
answer all the time.
You had it. What is it? Wizard of Oz.
yes, exactly.
It was always
Oh,
inside
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Click in your heels.
Yeah.
That's kind of like what made me think. I had a post about fantasy genre, but like magic, but then like how realistic, like Camilla as a person, her emotions we could connect with her being insecure, kind of like anxious at moments, which isn't her personality trait, but like a temporary feeling
Yeah.
for her of distressed or that kind of thing. But like you know, you could see just her conflict, and I think that's cool about fantasy in general is that like the characters, there might be magic and stuff involved, but really they're like people. They're just normal people. Like, doesn't matter how magical they are, what abilities they have. They could change colors and stripes, but their emotions are so human.
I thought the whole to go along with that, connect to it. My question I kept asking was, how are these other kids even going to know that she's eating lima beans when she's home? She's home. She's so
Yeah.
insecure about the lima beans, and nobody likes lima beans. I can't have lima beans. If she's sitting at home and she's having lima beans, how are all these other kids at school even going to know she's having lima beans?
True.
Which shows how insecure she could be.
And different from Taco Head when they all knew she was eating tacos.
Yeah, and you know
She
what's
couldn't hide it quite.
You know,
well.
it's so funny too, and I think the author did like lima beans in specifically because personally, I don't know a lot of people that love lima beans. You know, or like
Yeah.
ooh lima beans.
I haven't had them in a long time, but
I know it's because I've avoided them.
I remember liking them.
But that exaggeration to get to the emotion of like feeling like she's so torn apart and trying to be everything to everybody rather than sticking to herself.
So now that we're done with our sticky notes, should
Yeah.
we go back into our notebooks and sort of see, are there other like connections or things that we can notice, connect this book to other books, either by David Shannon or other authors that we've read?
Yeah.
Should we go back
So
in
we
our
can
notebooks?